Hey guys, it is Friday, December 31st, 2021, and the last day of 2021. I just cannot believe it. So, quite a bit good has happened to me today. I stayed the same weight, which I'm 135 pounds. I enjoyed playing Pokemon Red most of the day. Yeah, most of the day, but sometimes you just want to play a game for a long time. I have the first badge, and my team is filling out. I got Ivysaur, Rattata, Spearow, Pikachu, and Clefairy. So far, these team members are permanent team members. I'm not planning to switch them out as far as I know. I know it's a weird team, but I plan to add a Diglett/Dugtrio to the team to make it a little bit easier. And maybe I'll switch Pikachu/Raichu out for another electric that isn't a legendary. It's either Voltorb or Magnemite. Maybe Electabuzz? I can't really remember, but probably either Magneton or Electrode as the electric type Pokemon. I finally got this first week's vlog. This is the start of the second week's vlog. I upload it, but I call it Positive Vibes. And this is number one I have got it uploaded after some squabbles. But you know what? I'm not getting into that. It's a positive vibe. I got it, like, it's uploaded. When you see this, it's been uploaded for like a week or so. Watching some YouTube today rather than Disney Plus. I watched some of the Daily Bumps, some of CNC Life, which is a channel run by the sister of the mother on the Daily Bumps, Cassie, and her husband Carlos. But with the Daily Bumps, the oldest son, Oliver, has broken his leg, and I haven't watched Daily Bumps for a long time, but I don't know why. I like to follow the Christmas one a lot, so, and I've been really getting into her sister's channel. Even if I don't watch Daily Bumps all the time, I watch her sister's channel pretty often, because they're like a new family, and it's kind of really fun to watch, in a way, just kind of fresh, and genuine is the right word. They seem far more genuine than the Daily Bumps. I'm sorry for those fans of the Daily Bumps, that's just my opinion. But I still am enjoying the Daily Bumps a bit. I've watched the kill count of the Forever Purge from Deadmead, which turns out is going to be the last one for 6 months with him in it. But you know what? I hope everything goes well for him with his marriage. Well, you know, his wedding and everything, and I'll try to give the new guy a chance. As I said, that was really what I watched with YouTube. I did play the game quite a bit, and I forgot to mention last week that I was watching more of The Simpsons. I watched a few more episodes the other night, which I know I'm adding to it, but whatever. What else was there that I wanted to talk about today? Oh, I walked back to Tim Hortons after getting an ice pack because a friend of my aunt drove me because he was there. Buddy's older, which he's here for the New Year, so that's great too. Also, I got a new book. Amazing. This book is gonna be reminded me of what I did every day. You know what? This is just a funny story you guys are going to love. When I first had the idea to do this series to help me remember, you know, the positives, my aunt said, you know, you should really do a journal too, right? And I always had trouble doing the journal. I couldn't finish through with the journal originally. And, you know, something might happen to the video. You know, it's a funny story. Something did happen to one of the clips, and I know I said I wasn't getting into it, but one of the clips sort of went. So, I did reenact some of it for you guys in the last video, but it was genuine still, my feelings about what happened that day. And so I went to her and said, you were right. So I am not going to do like I did the last time. I am going to keep up with this, but it's not going to be, this is more for a reminder, rather than just to keep it every day just to reflect on. This is more just note jotting, rather than a full entry, right, which might make it easier for me, and as I do things, I will write it, rather than wait the whole day and write everything down, which again will make it easier for me, which will be another part of my routine, to jot these notes. I really enjoyed making this part of the positive vibe video for you guys, and I got it out before the next year. I mean, that's what I was trying to do, which is another reason I only had 6 days this time, because I wanted to have the video in 2021 just to start off the end of the year well, and hopefully I'll be able to continue to do that. But just while I'm here, what I'm doing now, I'm looking through some of my old videos for, well, when I say old, I mean this year, for the New Year's countdown. Well, actually, it's not gonna be a New Year's Eve. It'll be out in 2022. I tell ya, within this month or next month, or not this month, within January or February, it'll be out. But I'm checking every 2021 video that stands out, and I'll rewatch them, and if I think they're good enough, they'll make the list. So that's what I'm doing now. I might work on some editing the card openings, but right now I'm focused on going through the 2021 videos. Not every single one, because there's over 100, but just check out a couple of them here and there and let me see what I think about them. But I'm enjoying going back on it. For example, when I was going through my videos, I found my robot chicken reaction video, and you know, I enjoyed my reaction to it. That was genuinely good. Although I admit the quality, not that it's the quality, and it's not that it's completely my fault. I know that there was nothing I really could have done to make that any better, but how it would skip ahead, it would be out of sync. That's the right word, out of sync, which is something that I have right this point have no control over. But I still really liked it. The idea was really good, and if I could do it better, I certainly would. That's probably why I didn't do as many of those robot chicken ones, because of how it went out of sync. Like the reaction ones, they're like that. But I mean, I enjoyed watching that video very much. My sense of humor was on it, you know, on it. My reactions were like on the note too. It was just like, I even laughed rewatching it, right? That my reaction was a genuine, on the nose to the situation reaction. So, before I end this clip, and maybe this day, I'm drinking a Smirnoff Ice with Orange Crush. And I'm enjoying it. Yes, I had an ice cap today too. We'll say, I hope this doesn't bite me in the butt. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next clip. Hey guys, adding a little bit more to today. I actually played some Final Fantasy VII. What do I think about it? Well, I'm enjoying it. I know that I was mentioned from the N64 that it's a tough game, and I've definitely enjoyed it more than I did with my time at Porsche. Like, I know I died to the first boss a little bit, but I learned to kind of, you know, to pay attention more, that I can't take my time strategizing. I have to kind of think quickly. Like, I kept just out attacking, then I realized I should have did some of my magic attacks on him, which helped a lot, and learned to go right, like when I needed to heal, to go really quickly. And I think I am actually getting the hang of it. It only took me 3 or 4 times to beat him, but for me, that is a miracle in itself. I also have a little bit of notes here for today. I always write them down now, as you see, just to help me remember a little bit. I actually read over 60 pages of the series of unfortunate events, The Bad Beginning. So I'm now on page 90-something. I'm doing pretty good reading that. I finished the 4th Harry Potter book, so I was reading something a little bit different. I'm starting to actually really enjoy that the series of Unfortunate Events books. More than I thought I would, actually. And I forgot to mention a video I watched earlier that I found very interesting, and it was the top 10 lost episodes by Mr. Tim. He isn't as well known as a lot of YouTubers, but he's actually a pretty decent video maker. If I can, maybe I'll bring him up maybe in the cards or something. Like, I don't know, but he's really good for the amount of subscribers he has. Like, he should honestly have more. Well, I'll see you guys in the next clip. Hey guys, it is Saturday, January 1st, 2022. Yes, it is the first day of a new year, and what happened to me today? Well, I enjoyed some French toast crunch. It's kind of like it's not cinnamon toast crunch, but it's like it's very syrupy. But I really like it too. It's a difference than cinnamon toast crunch, but it's a good change when you want something sweet. I also enjoyed some of the mini Aero bars I got for Christmas. I'm a chocoholic, so yeah. Again, I'm a chocoholic. If it's a chocolate I like, I could eat it for days, but I'm trying to limit it a little bit. I watched the Ballinger family's Christmas special 2021. I always seem to love their Christmas specials. It's just something that's relaxing, and I enjoy watching them, like, I enjoy watching their joy. They get joy out of a lot of simple things, unlike a lot of kids. I know technically what they get probably costs a lot of money too for their loved ones, but they're the type of family, and I know you think I shouldn't enjoy it as much because they don't, but they don't really play video games that I know of. Not, at least, it never been mentioned in the vlog. They're more of a creation type of family. Like, they don't like them watching too much TV or movies. They will allow them to enjoy an occasional movie, but they prefer them to do things like reading and construction. When I say construction, I mean like Lego, like building, like creative type of things, right? And educational type of things, but the kids enjoy giving to each other so much, and truly appreciate what they get. Like, their family does still know them, even though they're not getting all these video games and movies. They get what they're into, right? They genuinely love the activities they do, and their parents know each kid very well, that's another thing that makes me feel good. I enjoyed a ham sandwich from ham that was made today, and it's picnic ham. I love picnic ham. And the only other thing I could think of today was I played a bit of Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. Was it the first or is it the second? I don't know. I kind of forget, but I have the complete with Hacker's Memory as well. But I'm restarting playing Cyber Sleuth because I've never beaten it, and I've added that to the list of my games to rotate with. I know I got 6 games there now, but one I'm sort of ignoring, and the others, well, I'm just getting used to playing some of these other games. So anyway, guys, I will see you in the next clip. Hey guys, it is Sunday, January 2nd, 2022, and today I actually put away the dishes in the dishwasher that I was asked to do, and it actually felt kind of good. I'm getting used to doing it, so me doing something that helped someone else was really good. I enjoyed 2 ham sandwiches with the picnic ham. It's just so good. And I didn't even have cheese or anything on it, right? One thing I did forget to mention the last few days is that I've been doing good at least a couple of days going without pop or heavy sugar. You know, like caffeinated sugar. And I've been finding that helps me quite a bit. I was watching some Daily Bumps. I'm going back and forth between watching, it was a Christmas Eve special, and there's an old one where Brian had his, it was his 27th birthday, but it was also the release of one of his albums. Was it Us? I forget what they call it. I never watched that much, but I was watching a little bit of it. And I also watched a movie called, Marriage Simulator. I'm trying to think, Marriage Simulator is an interesting one where a couple goes, they get to simulate their marriage before, actually getting married to see if it's worth it. And also, just letting you know, I'm using this to help me. My memory isn't always that good, so if you see me looking, sometimes if I forget, I look at it. Hey guys, just adding a little bit more to today. I actually watched the beat 'em ups, the best Nintendo Switch games featuring the best Nintendo YouTubers, which he featured people like the Video Game Nerd, or the Angry Video Game Nerd, PBG, amongst other YouTubers and streamers, and I love beat 'em ups. He's seems like such a friendly guy. And that always cheers me up. I played Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. I'm trying to think, I'm on chapter 1 still, but I'm getting to a point where I'm trying to remember where I'm at. I watched the top 20 Betty White moments from Watch Mojo. Now, you guys can argue that it probably isn't the best way to represent Betty White, which we lost on the 31st. Bless her soul, she was so close to 100. But maybe I'll make another video on that at some point. Right now, it was sad we lost Betty White, but I'm sure she would want us all to laugh. Right? And you think Watch Mojo, it's always not the best way to represent someone when they die, but I'll admit, they chose very good moments of Betty White, and they were very respectful this time around, unlike there was one or two other videos they did on an actor who died, and it wasn't the most tasteful. They did it almost as soon as she died, and you would think if you wanted to be respectful, you would have waited maybe a week. Anyway, but you know what Miss Watch Mojo and some other channels like that can be, they want to get it while it's warm, but I admit though, they had some very tasteful moments for her, so I'll respect them for that. She's just a treasured actor. And the fact that she was so close to reaching 100 and died at the end of 2021, I don't know why. It just seems like a little bit of a big middle finger, but you know what? I'd like to think that Betty pulled 2021 by the horns and took it with her, rather than 2021 took her. Right? Just the lady she is. She had a show at one point, a Betty White show. She had it 3 different times apparently, but there was a time she had an African American tap dancer on, and when they complained to her, the broadcasters of the television, whatever it was, that I don't know the industry that well, she said, well, you have to deal with it, or get used to it, or something like that. She didn't tolerate them. She lost her show because of it, but I respect her for that. She was always a very progressive person. Right? She gave the guy more airtime instead of taking him off. So, she wasn't just an amazing actress, but a very respectable person as well. And we personally lost an angel on Earth, I think. But anyway, back to the positives. I finally took my, fasting drink, Restoralac. I've been off it for almost a week at this point, figure it's best that I bring it, that I actually remember to take it. Off of that, and I finished reading A Series of Unfortunate Events from Bad Beginning. Guys, you wouldn't actually believe that I'm actually getting into reading now. After what, 20 years? I'm finally reading at a quicker pace. I mean, I finished the Goblet of Fire a couple days back, and it took only about 2.5 days to finish the first Series of Unfortunate Events book. So I'm going to try to read a little bit more. You know, I love playing my games, but in some ways, the book you can just put down, have a bookmark in it, relax for a few minutes. With a video game, you're like, oh, I'm not feeling good after, oh geez. You know, like when you're playing a game, sometimes you have to pay a closer attention in a way. But I still am playing my game. I'm just learning that I seem to love reading. At least certain series anyway. Like, I love Goosebumps for sure. I'm starting to really like Harry Potter, and I'm actually liking a Series of Unfortunate Events. So even if those are 3 series that I'm enjoying reading, that is the start to it. And if I'm going to read the second book, not right away. I'm reading a bit of Goosebumps, and then I might try to start reading Order of the Phoenix. I was taking a short break from Harry Potter, but I want to get to it and see how far I can get now that I've learned to pick up speed and learn methods to help me through my processing. Maybe I'll do a lot better restarting in like a new book. Alright, and I enjoyed some arrow bars, and I had a very nice bath. Hey guys, it is Monday, January 3rd, 2022, and I actually walked in the snow and the cold to get a medium ice cap today. My aunt did pick me up on the way back because she felt bad that I actually was walking in that cold to get it, so I was on my way back when she picked me up. I enjoyed a couple single cheeseburgers plain and large fries from Dairy Queen. I really love their fast food there, right? And I can't eat the desserts like the ice cream because there's a lot more nuts around at Dairy Queen than there is like at Burger King or McDonald's. Because they're usually in packages where they have nuts around everywhere, as what I heard at Dairy Queen, so I don't risk the dessert. I watched the Ellie and Jared Special 2021. Now, even though I don't really tend to watch family vloggers that much normally, I always seem to love the Christmas specials of them because I like seeing others happy. Though it may seem silly, I love when I'm happy, but like it's kind of like a transference thing. You watch it and then you feel good. Like everyone in that video got what they wanted the most this year. The 2 oldest boys got either an iPad or something along the similar, maybe the kid version of it. I don't know. Ellie got a new phone. Jarrett got a motorcycle. And Tommy got this bubble, you know, this lawnmower that puts bubbles, which he really liked, and I thought that was adorable. Like, I just like when I see other people, like, open things and do hauls, and their happiness kind of transfers to me, in a way. I watched a movie recap of the movie Inseparable Bros, and it is a Japanese film about 2 individuals who have special needs or disabilities. One has more of a mental disability, and one can't use his arms or his legs. He's in a wheelchair. And they grew up as orphans, and they came to be inseparable. You know, they can complement each other perfectly, and it's the fight to see whether they get to stay together and live together in an independent apartment, because the one with mental disabilities would help with feed the arms and legs of the other guy, or the other guy would help feed what they call the brain, or help him learn that cognitively function in a way, because this other one had the mentality of a 5-year-old even when he was in his late 20s. So it was kind of a beautiful movie to hear recapped, and maybe I might see if I can find it somewhere to watch that I could understand, because the guy must have found a way to do it to recap what he was watching. I watched the Back to the Past Christmas special where he talked about his favorite 10 adverts, PIFs or PSAs, where we're from. And he or she always has the best commentary. In a way, he doesn't speak like in a microphone, or they don't speak in a microphone, but they have the words like typed after each PIF, and then he rewatches the PIF and adds his commentary. So it's kind of like a no-voice commentator in a way, which you would argue you have to pay more attention to the first or second time around, but you know what, that's fine. It helps me focus on something, and he doesn't often upload these type of videos, you know, all the time. So when he does upload a new one like that, like a top ones, that it's great. Okay, I keep saying he, but I don't know the gender. They are always subpar. Or superb is the best way. I'm not good with my sayings, but they're always great. Also, to finish off, I read a comment from one of my subscribers, Rusty Broxson. And it was a while since I heard from anyone, you know, really. A couple of months since I heard from someone familiar, and it was great. He was like, it was great pickup. It was on one of my gamers' pickups, and I replied back to him about 4 days later, and I apologized. But hey, I'm actually remembering to get back, but I'm not used to getting comments like that. Like, some people will get them every day. I get them maybe once every month or so, a couple months, right? So I'm not so used to checking, but I just saw it there, and it always makes my day when one of my subscribers puts a comment. I mean, if they're nasty, then no. I mean, I will block those who are genuinely nasty, but it's nice to hear from them and what they have to say about my videos. So thank you, Rusty. That really made my day seeing that. Hey guys, it is Tuesday, January 4th, 2022, and I watched Mr. Ballen's The Strangers video. Now, it is based on a true story about a family who starts getting people going around their house and doing damage. Like, they never get into their house, but it happens as soon as their daughter's boyfriend moves into the house. I'm not going to say too much to spoil it for you so much, but Mr. Ballen recounts a lot of true crime, you know, stories, and I'm going to see what else he has, but I've been watching some of his true crime stories for a little bit. I watched a movie recap on the movie The Intern, which I think stars Robert De Niro, but it's about a 69-year-old man who feels that retirement isn't for him, so he goes to work at a law firm and becomes, like, best friends with the CEO, a young girl who doesn't have her life together. So he becomes, like, almost a father figure to her. That was a sweet little movie recap. I opened my surprise toy box. There was 12 toys in there, and I also found did a video for it and found this little water gun, which I squirted my Aunt Kathy with, you know, just for fun. Like, sometimes we like to have fun like that around there, and it really brightened my day. It squirted very well, too. Surprisingly, for a little thing like it was plastic. I watched the 10 video games that messed with you in real life from Watch Mojo. You wouldn't believe some of you would believe some of the choices they picked. Doki Doki Literature Club, which I agree 100% with. They mess with your head in a lot of ways. I've played it on my channel. You've seen me play it on my channel. You know how it can be. And I was prepared, right, for it. So imagine someone just played it not knowing anything that's going to go on. It could really mess with them. I would not recommend anyone with severe mental health issues to play this game. unless they have someone with them that can calm them down through it, or if not, avoid it altogether. There was Undertale, and you would think, wait, what's so bad about that when you compare it to something like Doki Doki Literature Club? Well, it doesn't mess with you in that way, but it messes your expectations in the way where you expect an RPG, you knock out the enemy, you get experience, where if you do that to every enemy in this game, you're going on what they call the genocide route. And it'll seem so easy. Monsters will run away from you after a while, and you're like, I'm getting through this game easily. Well, you know that sweet little skeleton dude, Sans? He'll downright try to murder you if you do that. So, he's the final boss. Well, not the final. He's one of the head bosses in... He's the only, I think, real hard one in that run. He doesn't go easy on you. He's not afraid of you. So it messes with you that way. That's why I'm either doing the neutral, which means you might accidentally kill one or two, but still be safe and not considered a genocide maniac, or the pacifist, where you have to try to get to flee or to spare enemies. And that's the main gimmick. You don't have to kill enemies. So it messes with you in that way. And I'm definitely never doing the genocide road. I'm stuck being pacifistic. Imagine if I had to face Sans. They also had games like Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem, which messes with you in a complete different way, which I never played, but apparently it messes you, you think your game has stopped and the volume is lowered. It's creepy. The Stanley Parable, well, it seems realistic, right? It's really creepy. But yeah, those are the ones that I could think of, and only two I could really comment on. I enjoyed some potatoes and a pork chop. My aunt, made some pork chops and potatoes, and I was still a little bit hungry after having the chicken noodle soup I had. It was amazing. I'm fed. Don't get me wrong, I'm fed, but I had plenty of calories. But I usually don't have a meal that doesn't require bread and a bun, right? I don't usually have, what they call it, homemade. Well, in a way, cooked. And, I'm usually the one to cook my dinner now. Make my dinner now, so eating that, it was amazing, right? A really good change. And I finished reading my Goosebumps book, the Goosebump book, The Girl Who Cried Monster. That was... I liked it. Alright, as I said, I'm proud of myself for reading what I'm doing what I'm doing now with reading. And yes, it's a Goosebump book, but I read 60 or more pages in a setting, right? And now what do I think of this particular Goosebump book? Well, I have so many questions. For example, why the hell would Lucy keep going into the library, knowing, even if no one believed her, knowing herself there was a monster there, to get proof? Maybe because she had to keep returning, but if he didn't know she knew, the first time around, she did not know what she knew. So he's perfectly friendly with everyone. I mean, he was, until he found out she knew, he was harmless. Lucy was just being completely stupid. And okay, I better get off that rant. I apologize. Okay, we'll just put it this way. I liked the book, but sometimes I would sit there and thinking, what? If it was me, I know I'm a big chicken anyway, but if it was me, I would just be out of there and never come. Well, I suppose she was kind of forced to go to the reading program, but I wouldn't go on my own, time, right, to try to hunt down the monster. But to add something about yesterday, I actually listened to my music. I like listening to music on YouTube, but sometimes for once when I was listening to my music, I was feeling really good, and that happened on the 3rd, and I forgot to mention that from the beginning, but I thought I would add that in the end. Well, I'll see you in the next clip. Hey guys, it is Wednesday, January 5th, 2022. to. Today, we finally figured everything out about our bank situation, or card situation. I think I was able to register it on Disney Plus. So they usually tell you right away if something is wrong with your card, and I didn't have an issue after we went to the bank. But this is a mini positive. If anything positive of it did happen though, was I'm finally reading Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Yeah, I'm only like that bookmark in where the thing is there, the top, but it's a start anyway. I didn't technically write all this stuff down yet. I'm gonna figure that out. But what I did get down today is I went out and got Burger King nuggets and fries and an ice cream, a soft serve ice cream. I got a small lemonade from Tim Hortons, and I actually really enjoyed it. You see, we'll just say, yes, you'll be shocked to hear this, I am cutting back the ice caps to once a week, which is Saturday. We're not going to get into why, this is a positivity video, but we'll just put it this way. I'm trying to take control of my life that way, my stomach, and so far, the good news is, it feels like it's working. That's a positivity of its own. So, I got a small lemonade, that's not as bad, and I really enjoyed it. So, and it's only $1.40, so I might be able to get used to walking to Tim Hortons for them rather than ice caps once in a while. As I said, I'm not completely giving them up because they were special to my mother and I, but I'm going to do it on a day where I don't have to worry about anything going on, which is Saturday, is the pinnacle day, and Friday once I get back to work. Either of those days will be candidates once I'm back to work, whatever that is actually going to be. I actually talked to my work staff, one of my work staff from work, and she was updating me on stuff. Like, she's not even sure if it's next week we're going in, just to go back to what I just said. But we had a good talk about how my vacation was, how I'm handling things, and that was a very nice conversation. I love talking with her when I'm in a really great mood. She called me out of the blue, which was probably the right time when she called, and we just had a great talk. It was her who ended up the conversation, so I'm getting used to getting calls from my staff and talking to them. Like, sometimes it's just really nice to talk to someone that you do trust, and you're excited to tell them about how your day was. I watched some CNC Life. Again, there were cute videos. Jackson didn't completely, but sort of took some steps, right? But not entirely his first steps. There was just some cuteness overload in general with the new puppy and Cece. I was watching South Park, The Stick of Truth review from Luke Stevens. Now, he's a pretty decent reviewer, actually. I just started watching him, and my gosh, he's fair, he goes in depth, and it's hard to explain. It's one of those guys that just is really nice to listen to. Like, you like to get in-depth reviews, just to get an idea if you would like a game, and he goes right there, like with South Park, The Stick of Truth, it's like a broken masterpiece. It's wonderful. But there's some ways that you can make the game too easy, which I did not know that. I'm not as into those type of things as a lot of experienced players knowing how to do it. But he said he accidentally did it, so I never had that issue. Maybe I should do that purposely and just see how fun it is that way. I don't know. Like, it looks really fun, and hey, I played the game fairly, right? So I have a little bit of a, when you already go through a game completely fairly, you have the right to have a little fun with it. Maybe that's what I'll do the next time I play it. Try to build up my guy to, use melee weapons and certain stat boosts, and it sounds really fun, in a way, so I'll see if I can do it. Although I also did watch his Fractured But Whole video too, which again, what he said is that it is worth the buy, but there's just the coat of paint that it's like an Ubisoft game with a coat of South Park paint. Ubisoft is often tries to sell things, right? Like the first thing he sees when he goes into the video is the option to buy DLC, so you buy this DLC, right? He never got that in his Stick of Truth, so he loves the game, right? And he still feels that it's as good as Stick of Truth in most ways, but that just kind of ruined it a little for him, the whole selling gimmick. And I could see that. For me, I don't know why, like, it's funny. A lot of things are better in the Fractured by Hole, I think. The battling mechanic, for sure, it makes it more interesting. And actually, that's the thing, like, the clothes don't really matter in the Fractured by Hole like they are in the Stick of Truth, where any item you use in the Stick of Truth, like a hat or clothes, usually gives you armor or something, where in the Fractured by Hole you get what they call artifacts, which you can use more powerful ones to power up your player, and it doesn't even matter like what clothing or weapon it looks like you are holding. It's just for cosmetic purposes, and that is good enough, I feel. Like, I think it's great that you can decide yourself however you like, no consequence, right? And look just the way you want without worrying about it affecting your power. But at the same time, it was kind of cool to find a different combination with those clothes, right? Like, I kind of liked that from the Stick of Truth. But, you know what? My mini review, I mean, I didn't mean for it to go that way. But, you know what? I still think the artifact is a good option. Like, the way I see it is, if I wanted to do it that way, I just go back to the Stick of Truth for a while, rather than the Fractured by Hole. Right, I have two different ways of playing and enjoying a South Park game, but that is fantastic, so I look at it that way rather than, oh, well, it was fun when you could customize, or it was fun when you could have different combinations of clothes to help you be the best you can be, where, at least the way I should see it is, well, now you can customize yourself looking as crazy as you want without worrying how it's going to affect your performance, so that's the way I should look about it. I edited and uploaded Magic the Gathering number 56. Now guys, okay, I know, I'm just going to say it right here, even though it's not supposed to be a negativity video. I know I've been calling it Magic of the Gathering. I am sorry. I've been doing it for so long and it's become ingrained. I know it is Magic the Gathering now. I will say it that way. I know, listen, you know, I know what it is. It may change, it might not, but old habits die hard, right? So, I apologize. Hey guys, it is Thursday, January 6th, 2022. My positives for the day. Well, one just random positive is I learned something very cool. Now, this is my SpongeBob. I got new SpongeBob pillows from my aunt, but I learned it had two different sizes. It says sleepy time, but before that, there was one that had him like this, and he's like, wake up, pants, wake up pants. That is just so cool. I didn't know that for a few days, and then I'm like, wow, it's cool. Like, I like to do that now when I go to sleep. Just switch it over to sleepy time. Rest of it is I got like 80 plus Buscopan, which is my medicine for my stomach. I'm showing you a example. For free, technically, because we went to get groceries, and we were going just to get buy one because we were at this pharmacy we normally go to, which for $40 would have been $21. And they asked, and we figured out we could transfer the prescription, so we waited a little bit. did more grocery shopping while waiting, and it turns out they gave us what they had, which was 4 boxes worth, so it's 80 plus. They said 90, but I'll just say 80 plus, because I don't know what would they have that extra thing in, but that's cool, because they really, 95, I'd say, % of the time they work for me. And how I was like my whole life with my stomach problem, having this relief a good chunk of the time when I take it is amazing, right? And when I run out, I panic. So now I have, and you can take up to 6 a day, which I never do. I usually take 3 or 4 on a bad day, and maybe 5 on a really bad day, but I've never had reached 6 that I can think of. So it's good to know I have 2 or 3 months at least with my problem, worth of them for a while to get me settled in, and hopefully by the time I need them again or get close to needing them again, they'll be back in and I can get some more. But it's just, that was the biggest highlight of my day, and we didn't have to pay because they transferred my prescription that one time, so I got all them for free. Instead of 21 for 40, I got 80 plus for free, so that's just amazing. I also enjoyed some tenders on buns with cheese and some taters from Superstore. I always love them. Like, they're always a really, like, they're a great meal when I have them. They're always filling, and I love the taste of them. I watched the Nostalgia Critics review of Old. Wow, isn't it funny how I actually got to something before the Nostalgia Critic? Yeah, remember my old review? Yeah. To be fair, though, he did better. Well, actually, no. I did it over... Okay, I did a bit of both, an overview, and I did give my thoughts. It wasn't an official review. So the Nostalgia Critic was ahead of me there, but... You know what? I find what was really funny about it is that quite a few of things he had to say about this movie were almost spot on word for what I had to say. And he wasn't copying. Now, I'm just saying, and I know he wasn't, right? He doesn't need to copy to do what he does. It's just, like, his opinions, I mean. Like, how he thought, well, his was a little different on Jaren. How but we did agree on the one playing the Doctor was easily the best actor in that movie. The one playing the Doctor, the crazed Doctor. He was the only one that didn't seem to fully give in to the toneless acting, in a way. And we both agreed that Jaren, the character of Jaren, was completely bad. But with him, it was so bad it was marvelous. He loved that character because his acting was so funnily bad. With me, I said, okay, I'm sorry, Jared, you're easily the worst out of the actors. Even some of the children did a little bit better, but now that I think about it, yes, it was laughably bad, Jared's acting. Like, but I don't think I would put it on the mantle the Nostalgia Critic did, but you know what, to each their own. And he said it's one of those movies that is so bad, but it's also a masterpiece of how bad it is, and I'm trying to think of the best way to put it. I really did like the movie. As I said, I think it is better than okay, just for me, because that's my type of thing. But you know what? I think actually the Nostalgia Critic did sum it up correctly there, of how I felt of it. I know it is really bad. Like, it isn't a piece in what you would call a masterpiece, but it's a masterpiece of how funnily bad it was. Like, I like that type of stuff, too. That is so bad, it's good type of thing. Like, I love The Room, in a way, because it was, I think The Room is the only movie, the only director and actor that could beat M. Night Shyamalan when it comes to how a movie looks. Like, when it's bad, the acting. Like, M. Night Shyamalan, they're bad in completely different ways. With M. Night Shyamalan's characters, they tend to be toneless, kind of monotone in a way that you don't believe, like, they were stuck on an island where everyone was aging rapidly. And some of the actors' situation and all that, their tone for that situation just seemed a little unenthused. Like, we never met this character, but when the girlfriend or the guest of mid-sized Saddam floated up dead, all he could say was, damn. Now that I've looked back, it's, really? His guest, someone he grew close to, just was dead. Damn? At least he had a better performance when he saw the decayed body. He like, you know, just at least he showed some type of horror then. My God. I'm sorry. Yeah, supposed to be a positive, but I'm giving you my review, but looking back on that review and then remembering watching it, yeah. For the situation they were in, like, I mean, there have been some genuine moments where you could see there was some type of horror. But even sometimes when that happened, it seems so comedically so, in a way. Like, when the girl was trying to escape and climb the rocks and she finally had enough of it, I didn't feel believable. It just felt it was more funny than scary. Even when she dropped to her death, I should have put they might as well put a splat noise. Like, to me, I just did not take it seriously at all. I mean, I didn't laugh like some of the audience did, but I'm like, really? Like, are they going this way? And in some ways, I can't tell tone, but sometimes I can look back and then see what the tone was supposed to be. And maybe when I watched it, I didn't completely bring it in that way, but now that I been having time to soak on it, reflecting on it, yeah, they should have just put a splat right there. Like, but anyway, enough of talking about that. I've been going on way too much of that. I did enjoy a bowl of French toast crunch. I said anything that I could really enjoy each day is just, it's there. Like, I really dislike French toast and cinnamon toast crunch. That's just a thing. Not going on there. And I watched, and I am technically watching still, the top 10 or top 20 TV plot twist by Watch Mojo. Ta-da! Yeah, still watching it. And technically, guys, this is the end of this section of this week, and it sort of went fast, and it didn't. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up, and if you're new to this channel and like what you see, please subscribe and help this channel a lot. And don't forget to hit the bell notification so you'll know when new videos are coming out. And I'll see you guys in my next video.